Devil fruits and Haki are the only way to thrive in the One Piece world. And if you like both of those things, you might as well join the world government because you're cooked. But what if there's another power out there? Other ways to help even the odds, even if you don't have Haki or Devil fruit? Well, there's no need for what ifs because in this video, I'll be explaining to you some powers you can't get even if you ate a devil fruit. Here's a speedy rundown of all the powers I'll be covering. Life return, the ability to control every cell in your body, but mostly your hair. The King Punch, you ever want to one-shot a castle with your fist? Hypnotism, why confess to your crimes when you can gaslight someone else into taking credit for it? Ramen Kempo, some people love noodles a bit so much they become enlightened. And then there's this guy, Geochent. You ever like miss a punch and still have it connect? Yup. Possession, some people make friends with their inner demons. Some. Rokushiki, Six Powers. MJ can moonwalk. These guys can airwalk. It's not the same. Color traps. Art is abstract until it's tangible. Van Gogh could never. Geochent, what if you could save your youth for later and make you really good in a fight? There's the G. And ninjutsu. Are there ninjas in the world of One Piece? Believe it. If any of those piqued your interest, sit down, get ready for all your One Piece needs in one place. Let's start off with a banger. A one-hit wonder, the King Punch. First seen in the Coliseum of Dressrosa, the attack could one-shot a Yonko. That's what the spectator said in the audience. Personally, I don't believe Isabellino is touching Kaido with this, but it sounds nice. What I do believe though is that this hit packs a punch. To perform the King Punch, Elizabello has to charge up for an hour, straight shadow box and just for an hour. When the move was first debuted at the Coliseum, its power was so immense that it lit up the entire stadium with its force, sending a powerful shockwave across the entire arena and shattering it. One shot. The move doesn't even have a slow launch time. In fact, he threw it so fast, even the agile Blue Gilly couldn't get out the way. It was too swift. The punch was so powerful, it nearly defeated every single combatant in one shot. Only Bardo remained unharmed thanks to his barrier fruit. Well, him and the audience behind him, because if it wasn't for him, they would have got caught up in it. Oh yeah, the other people that was cheering, they got caught up in it too. No one's spared from the King Punch. You also don't have to wait until it's fully reloaded. If someone attacks you while charging up, you can release a light edition of the King Punch. This version was strong enough to shatter Pika's giant stone arm with one hit. No devil fruit, just hands. What if you had the power to get away with anything? If you could just talk yourself out of any situation, or at least almost any situation. Or what if you could convince someone else to take the fall for you? Be like, hey yo, listen, it's my third strike, please take this. And then they do it. What would you do? Because that's Django's power. You see, Django did not eat a devil fruit. He ate a mushroom. Please stick with me, it's about to get really weird. The mushroom that he ate wasn't found on an exotic island. It wasn't found in a foreign land. It wasn't even found on a menu in some random restaurant. No, it grew on him. It sprouted from him. It sprouted from his chin. No magical spell or curse. He was just dirty. Before he became a successful pirate, he was a wandering dancer. Oda's words. Y'all know what that means. And because business wasn't booming, he often just slept the day away. No bathing, barely eating, just lounging around, being dirty and sleeping. And one day he woke up with a mushroom on his chin. He decided, I don't know, let me cut off the cap of that mushroom and eat it. It was disgusting. Of course it was. It grew off of your body and you tried to eat it. You a weird bull for that. But on the plus side, it gave you the power of hypnotism. All you have to do is have people follow your pendulum and say your phrase. Hit them with the old 1, 2, Django. Now you're subscribed to the channel. You want to subscribe to the channel. You want to subscribe so bad. Primarily, hypnotizing is used to put people asleep or make them unconscious, but you can also use this power to command your allies to be better fighters. By doing so, you can have them tap into strength they were holding back, or if they're cowardly, you can turn Usopp into brave as Zoro. Just a little bit of a 1-2 Django action. Unfortunately, you can also hypnotize yourself, so be careful where you Django. Fun fact, Django actually hypnotized Axe Hand Morgan, making him believe he took Captain Kuro away. And Captain Kuro got away, obviously, because Django hypnotized a shipwright into believing he was Captain Kuro. So he hypnotized the shipwright into believing he was Captain Kuro, and then had that Captain Kuro get taken off by Axe Hand Morgan and then get executed. Okay, maybe that's not a fun fact, but it's a fact. Since we're on the topic of sleeping, what if you couldn't? Not because you have insomnia, or because you just have to play one more game and then you're definitely going to go to sleep. You're not. It's never just one game. It's a trap. Your friends are bad people. But because if you do manage to fall asleep, you'll lose your body. Or at least, you'll lose control of your body. I'm talking about the power of possession. Specifically Cavendish, because we haven't really ironed out the Black Bear situation yet, so we're only talking about Cavendish right now. You see, Cabbage has an alternate ego, which manifests when he sleeps or sleepwalks. And sometimes it even wrests control from his body while he's awake, you know, prying on his narcolepsy. This alter ego is a bloodthirsty, ruthless entity that wants to cut down everything in sight. Imagine if Jack from Black Clover was a bit more unhinged and didn't have a checks and balances system. And his name was Hakuba, or Hakuba. I like Hakuba better because it sounds like Yohabak, Hakuba. On the plus side though, whenever Hakuba does take over Cowabunga's body, he gets crazy speed. I'm talking speed so fast, even people with observation Haki will have trouble following his movements. So you get enhanced speed and a ruthless person taking over your body. It's not a fair trade. However, it does allow you to blitz through multiple enemies. And maybe an ally or two. Sweet dreams. Let's talk about a power that really screams like, oh, this is a devil fruit. It's not though. It's wacky, it's odd, it's totally One Piece, it's ramen. Ramen Kenpo. It's a style of martial art that uses ramen noodles. I wish I was kidding, but I'm not. To begin using ramen Kenpo, Wanzi swallows large amounts of flour, right? Mixes it with his saliva to make it into dough, and then he extrudes it from his nose. Oh, and then he uses his nose hairs to cut the dough into noodles for either battle or cooking. For battle or cooking. Noodles out his nose are used for battle or cooking. What? Also, this isn't like regular strength noodles. This is not top ramen. He uses a special flour called alloy flour to make the dough, which causes the noodle to be as strong as steel. With this, we've seen him use a ramen beam. Yeah, he launches hardened, sharpened noodles out of his nose to pierce his enemies. Surprisingly effective. Gotta give it that. You know, that's creativity. I personally wouldn't do that. He's also made a giant suit of armor, which is, once again, reinforced to be as tough as steel. However, he can allow physical attacks to pass into the noodles, right? And then toughen it around that. So you're like the attack gets like a permeable layer. So the attack gets stuck in your body and then you stiffen it around it. Or, speaking of which, you can use your noodles to like whip people or like ensnare them. Like imagine like someone just took like a whole big old strand of spaghetti and like threw it around you and it snared you in place. That's the thing. You can do that. Still not a devil fruit though. Somebody swings at you, right? You dodge, whoop, weave, but somehow still take damage. Ugh. The fuck? You say they cheating, right? Yeah, same here. But that's only because I'm unfamiliar with Hashoken. Hashoken, or 8 impact fists, is a martial arts style that lets the user generate shockwaves without even touching you. It's giving diet tremor fruit, and we love that. We love that. It's mostly known in the Chinjao family though. You know, those cone-headed dudes who like headbutt mountains for fun? In fact, Grandpa Chinjao used to be able to split an entire continent with his head. That's not an exaggeration. That's no hyperbole. That's straight canon. Look it up. So how does this work? Alright, so basically, right, Hashoken users can like vibrate their body at like such high frequencies that they send shockwaves into whatever they strike. And the stronger the vibration, the more internal damage is given. Essentially, each attack is like giving someone a slight massage with a jackhammer. I don't want that. The most notable users are Don Chinjao and his grandson Sai. Sai adds his own spin to it though, combining Hashoken with spinning kicks. So now he's spinning and rotating Beyblade situation, and then wham, he will kick you so hard your bones forget they had structural integrity. I feel like I saw a technique like this in Naruto though, like the Sound Village people with the, oh you missed me, ah my ear hurts. Yeah, I seen something like that before. Speaking of Naruto, did y'all know that ninjas existed in the wonderful world of One Piece? Cause they do. Which means, so does ninjutsu. Notably, we've seen 2 proficient users of ninjutsu, Raizo and Shinobu. While yes, both of them are Devil Fruit users, we're not talking about those abilities. We're talking about the other things that they learned, studied, and trained for. The art of ninjutsu. The purpose of ninjutsu is to allow a ninja to perform their duties efficiently, primarily intelligence gathering and assassinations or taking down enemies. Specifically though, ninjutsu helps aid ninjas with stealth operations, as several techniques focus on making swift, discreet escapes or incapacitating enemies or distracting them. We've seen different techniques such as ninja art, smoke escape. This technique lets the user throw a smoke ball on the ground and quickly move to a new location while being obscured by the smoke screen. It's not super effective, but it's a technique all the same. But you do know what is effective? Ninja art, paralysis technique. It was first used against Hanzo as a gag technique by Shinobu, although he had already been incapacitated by the pain from her other secret technique, ball crusher technique. No, I would not be elaborating. But later during the fight between Fukudo Kujo and Raizo, we see the technique being used properly to paralyze each other by circling the index finger and thumbs. There are also some non-canon abilities which I personally find entertaining, but I won't cover those. So yeah, ninjas in One Piece, believe it! How strong would you be if you had complete control over your body? Not like the regular autonomy that most of us possess, but the ability to control how fast your body digests, or even alter your body's composition. Well, there's a technique for that. Simon Kikan, or life return, is a technique that lets someone consciously control their body's vital functions. Heart rate, muscle tone, hair length, metabolism, all adjustable like using sliders on a created character. Kumadori uses it to control his hair like he had extra arms, which is terrifying but also fabulous. Meanwhile, Lucci uses it to compress or bulk up his leopard form, because apparently leopard gains are a thing. With life return, users basically mentally override the automatic stuff their body does. Think of it like getting admin control over your own biology. Just a little control alt delete here, gonna lose a couple pounds, grow my hair down my back, nothing too crazy. Do you want to shrink your organs or eat less? Go for it. You want your hair to fight people? Pfft, why not? Honestly, I'm surprised there are only 2 users. It's hard to mention life return without mentioning Rokushiki, the 6 powers. This will have to get its own video because it is a lot, but I will do my best to quickly give you a quick review of what the 6 powers do. Rokushiki is a special superhuman martial arts that we first seen debut by the CP9 agents. At first I thought they were like hacking or androids or something, but no, they're just using techniques. The first of which is Geppo. It allows the user to push themselves off the air with superhumanly strong kicks. Great for covering distances and airwalking and overall avoiding traffic. Second, we have Tekai. This lets you reinforce your muscles to make them as strong as iron, basically bolstering your physical durability. This can also be extended to your attacks though. You bolster your muscle and then wham, you hit somebody with reinforced attack. That John heard it. The strength of it though varies based off of your foundation, so get some gains. Third, we have Ranyaku. It's a powerful projectile technique that lets you create a compressed blade, kind of like a destructo disc, but you make it by kicking. Like you kick the air really hard, really fast, and a compressed blade of wind shoots out like a sickle. Some straight up Street Fighter tech right there. Fourth, we have Soru. This grants you extreme speeds. This speed can be used to dodge an attack, making you gotta stick a move. Or it can be used offensively, allowing you to swiftly blitz your enemies like a quick attack or something. Fun fact, we mentioned Koro earlier, but the speed of Soru is roughly the same as his catwalk or shakushi. Although he has less control over what he does during that time. But hey, we almost saw a 6 power early on. And coming up 5th of the 6 powers is Shigan. It turns your pokes into deadly prods. That's it though. It's like a close quarter combat technique that lets you like impale somebody and leave like a bullet wound, but with your finger. Neji would have went crazy with this 8 Trigem 64, wham, you'd have been chalked. And the 6th ability of the 6 powers is the Kami. This allows users to relax their body, making it extraordinarily flexible. Kind of taking on the characteristics of paper. Just real flowy with it. Yeah. Remember when Luffy short-circuited in the fight against Enel and he was all like... It's kind of like that, but without the brain melt. And lastly, even though yes, we said 6 powers and we have a 7th one because tryhards exist. We'd have Rokugan. So far, we've only seen Rob Lucci use it, but essentially it's like a double knuckle punch shockwave to the face and or body. Plus internal injuries. He'd be like, You know how Megami be like, with this grand treasure I summon? That's what Lucci be doing, but he not summoning nothing but pain. Just, yeah. It's very effective. It even works on a rubber body. Y'all see why the Six Power gets his own video? Let me know if y'all want that. Old people in anime are often hiding a powerful ability, but that's usually good news for us. Speaking of good, there's the G. There's the G. Or is it there's the G? Lao G. Geochent is a martial arts style that allows practitioners to utilize strong and speedy attacks such as fists and kicks even in their old age. The user's physical body becomes so strong they are no longer affected or hindered by physical pain. The user can also use Chi, cultivating balancing one's own spiritual energy to store up and release later. We'll get to that in a moment. This makes fighting Lao Ji a bit comedic until he's serious. Deadly back pain stance to icy stiff shoulder. It's laughable but effective. His ultimate secret technique though, it lets Lao Ji to conserve his muscle powers from his youth, storing it for future abilities, and then shedding off any pain, injuries, sicknesses, and old age, and activating the stored muscle power that he had. Doing this, Lao Ji enlarges, I'm talking like Broly levels, and releasing shockwaves off of his body. Strength and speed increase dramatically, effectively returning him back to his prime. If Garp had this John, we'd all be worried. Thankfully he don't. But you still gotta respect your elders. This last power gets mistaken for a devil fruit a lot, especially since everyone around them is proficiently known primarily by the devil fruit. So I 100% get it. It's still not a devil fruit though. I'm talking about the one and only Miss Golden Week. Her technique is called Color Trap, and it lets her paint symbols in different colors, which manipulate people's emotions and behaviors. Paint a little blue, now you feeling sad. Paint some pink, it's all love. You paint some green, suddenly you're too chill to like, throw hands, man, why do that? She even made Luffy refuse to fight because he was suddenly all about peace and love, prosperity. Yeah, she nerfed Luffy with art supplies. If this girl paints a circle on your back and boom, you're suddenly having an existential crisis while she's chilling, sitting back, drinking some tea, judging your whole fashion sense. Like, he do not got that stuff on though. Miss Golden Week proves that you don't need a devil fruit, swords, or even Haki to wreck someone. Just a little color theory and some chaotic energy. If Bob Ross joined Baroque Works, he'd be unstoppable. Devil fruits are great, but they don't make you powerful. Each devil fruit is limited by the creativity and imagination of its user. And lacking a devil fruit doesn't mean you're weak. It just means you have one leg up on the competition. Being able to swim is something that you shouldn't undervalue. All of us have our own skills and talents that make us unique. Stop comparing what you can do to what others can do, because everyone has a weakness. And thanks for watching. I know this was a long video, and this was longer than Usopp's nose, but listen, I really wanted to talk about some powers that aren't devil fruits. Did I miss one or two powers? I'm not including racial techniques because they'll be a whole different video. What power did you enjoy the most? And what would you like to see next on the channel? Be sure to let me know by commenting down below. And of course, don't forget, subscribe to join the Isekai crew and like the video to share the love. Don't make me call Django to hypnotize y'all because y'all want to like the video. Y'all want to share the video. Y'all want to subscribe to the Isekai team so bad. Thanks for watching.